Let's make this clean space poster in Photoshop. We're gonna break this design up into two parts. First, I'm gonna create the image, and then we're gonna focus on the typography at the top of the design. So let's start by dragging in our background image. I've got this nice, like, vast space scene, the kind of the edge of a planet or some object. Nice gradient going here. I'm gonna rotate this around, Command T to transform. You can just click and drag to rotate it. And I want the light coming from the bottom. When you see the astronaut cutout, we're gonna bring into this image. You'll see why it makes sense. I'm also gonna transform it a bit more up, scale it up, and just move it to the left a little bit. I'm just gonna leave room in the center for our main subject. So now that we have that positioned, let's bring in our astronaut image. We're gonna have this guy kind of floating up from the bottom of the frame. Just gonna size him about there. Now we're gonna mask this subject out of the image. So if you hit W for your quick selection tool, you can go up to select subject at the top of the screen, and that'll create just a rough selection. I'm going to edit the quick selection just by holding Option. You can click and drag to deselect any parts that you didn't want it selecting. Feels pretty good to me, so we can click select and mask. And any fine tuning of the edges you can do through this window. I have a whole video on how to cut out a subject. You can view that if you need help with this part, but these are kind of the rough settings I'll use for my cutouts. We're gonna output this selection to a layer mask. So we'll hit OK. So now we have just the astronaut, and I do wanna kind of emphasize this sort of flare going off the helmet. If you see in the original image, which you can see just by holding Shift and clicking on the layer mask, there's like this nice green glow, and I kind of want that back. So let's just, on our mask, let's take a black or a white brush, excuse me. You can do a soft brush, and anything you paint in white on a mask is gonna show through. So we're gonna reveal this green glow at the top. I still think this planet is maybe a little bit close, could use a little bit more breathing room. So let's just scale it up a little bit more. So now we gotta match the colors and the lighting. Obviously we have the light coming up from the bottom of the canvas, and you have it hitting like his shoes. So the reason why I chose this astronaut cutout is because the lighting matches pretty well already. We can do a little bit of color adjustment. So let's take an adjustment layer. We'll do a selective color, and I'm gonna clip this so it's only affecting our astronaut by holding Option, hovering in this space and clicking. We can go to the blues and just try to better match. So I think we can maybe darken the blues a little bit. Actually, no, I think we want to add some yellow. So just play with these dials until it feels like it's a better match for the background. You can kind of take the extreme for each one, but definitely a lot of cyan in this image. You can just see it before and after, kind of a darker vibe. I also want to bring down the black point of this image. So let's make another adjustment layer, bring in a curves layer, and just with this lowest point, I want to bring it to the right, just because we do have like almost like a complete blackness in the background image. So I want to make sure that that same level of black is making it into our subject. So you can see that's just darkening the whole thing. That feels pretty good to me. Just want to see if we can fine tune maybe the cyans. I guess that is affecting kind of the overall color. So maybe something like this. It feels sufficiently dark while still being lit up on the bottom. And of course that reflection. I also want to add in, I have these like light particles that we can drag in at the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to rotate this around and have the light coming up. This is just going to better emphasize the light that's coming up. And we could set this blend mode to, I think it's color dodge. Yeah, let's do color dodge. And it's really just emphasizing that blue. And you can see there's like a faint line here from where this light particle thing gets cut off. So let's take a mask. If you hit G on your keyboard and cycle through the fill tool, you can hold Shift and cycle through these options or right click. Let's do the gradient tool, black to transparent gradient. Should be selected by default, or you can have your foreground color set to black, go into the basics, should be there. And let's just click and drag from the top down to mask that out. And I also want to blow this up. We don't need so much of this streaky stuff, but I like the overall light particles. We can also add a slight motion blur underneath the astronaut layer. I'm gonna duplicate our astronaut layer. Let's first group it into a folder with the adjustment layers and just call it cutout, Command J to duplicate. And now with this bottom cutout layer, let's convert it for smart filters, going up to filter, convert for smart filters. And then let's do filter, blur, motion blur. And if you have the angle set to 90 degrees, you can adjust the distance and just kind of have this like slight blur effect. And we can mask this out so it's only coming from the feet. We can put a mask on this now, clicking your mask icon in the bottom right. And now with a black brush, so foreground color set to black, we're brushing black on a white mask that's basically gonna erase erase or hide the layer that the mask is on. So we can just brush out this top part. So we only want this bottom motion blur. And honestly, we could just kind of do like some sort of subtle fade on bottom too. So now that we have our main image all composited and put together, let's make a new layer and apply this image to its own layer. Command Option Shift E is a shortcut. And then if you convert this for smart filters, we can run this through Camera Raw filter and just make some final adjustments to how we want the main image to be before we add the text. So I'm just gonna go into the lighting and color adjustments here. Can maybe boost the exposure slightly. This is obviously up to you how you want to fine tune these settings. Maybe we boost the highlights and get that glow from the bottom. I do want to bring up the texture and clarity as well as some grain, just a little bit of grain. And I do want to denoise the whole thing kind of before it adds the grain. You get sort of a smooth blank canvas for the grain to be applied to. And the grain just kind of gives a nice wash over the whole thing. And with the color mixer, I want to change this blue to more of like an aqua or more like a teal. So just bring that blue dial down in the hue and saturation. We can maybe boost it slightly. And I don't know, it's maybe feeling a bit bright, so we can just darken it like so. So that's our main image. Now let's get into the text. So to do the text, I'm gonna kind of reset everything and just make a blank white background layer. And now with a new layer on top of this, let's type in black. We'll type out space. This font is called ethnocentric, and the spacing right now, I have it set to -320. You can see what it looks like normal spacing between characters. To do this like negative space text effect, you really want it tight together. I'm gonna bring the font down a little bit to 175, and let's center this. Command A to select the whole screen with the move tool selected. Click on that icon at the top. And so now to start making this negative space effect, we can basically go into the text and pick which letters we're gonna make white, same as the background color. And so we're gonna start with this P, we'll do every other letter. So the P is gonna be white, the C is going to be white. And now if we duplicate this text layer, Command J, let's set the color of everything to pink for now, just so we can see what we're doing. And now with a new layer behind our black and white space layer, let's start filling in black all of these spots in the C and the P that are currently not showing. So like the space in the C, I'm just gonna draw out a box with the rectangular marquee tool. And now with the fill tool, with the foreground color set to black, all we have to do is click once in the box to fill that. And I'm also gonna duplicate this box with Command J, move it over, and see this like lower part between the P and the A, that negative space we're also gonna make black. And now for this part of the P, I actually want to use this same type of box that is carving out the S. I want to flip that around to the P, so I'll show you what I mean. If we hide this pink space layer, this is what we have right now. This S, I'm also just going to cut off this black part here, so we can take a mask to our space text, and we can make this just a clean break by drawing with our rectangular marquee tool the part that we don't want, and then with the foreground color set to black brush, we can just take away this little bit. And now this little section here, I'm gonna draw this out with a rectangle tool. So U is the shortcut for your shape tool. And let's just take a rectangle that's that same size. And I'm gonna round the corners of this guy, but we do want it flat on this end. So don't need it rounded. I'm just gonna mask out, again with a rectangular marquee tool, just this end portion. So now holding Option, you can click on the mask and that'll create an inverted mask. So then we have this shape that's carved out of the S. I just wanna flip this around so it's creating that P shape. And so to do that, Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal, and now we can just move it into position so it's kind of mirroring that S space. And because this feels like a lot of space to fill for the P, we can just take these corners. So if you hit A for your direct selection tool, that's how you can edit a shape. You can just highlight these corners and then drag them out. Use the arrow keys, use your mouse, and I don't know, something around there feels pretty good. So now we have like almost like an invisible P, an invisible C, and we're just using the black to carve out these letters. So this is gonna be our title text for the poster. The problem is we still have like white and black letters. So to make this just black on a transparent background, let's create a new layer and apply this image to its own layer, Command Option Shift E. And now I'm gonna hit Command A to select this whole thing, and then Command C to copy it. We're gonna copy this image and place it on a different layer mask. So now let's make a new layer and just fill it with whatever. We can fill it with yellow. just so we can see the difference. Put a mask on there by clicking the mask icon, and then holding Option. If you click on the mask, that's gonna show what this mask currently is. And so now we just have to paste that image that we had into this mask. So Command V to paste the space image. And now we actually want it inverted. We want white to be the part that's showing through instead of black. So if you hit Command I on the mask, we now have white space on a black background. And remember, this is the mask for this yellow fill layer. So when we get out of it and just go back to the yellow, we are left with, let's group this all together and turn it off. We're left with just this space text in yellow with the transparency where those negative letters are. From here, I always like to convert this for smart filters, and then we can change the color to whatever we want with the effects, color overlay. So, you know, we can just stick with white for now and bring this to the top of the canvas. Just gonna bring up my grids here to make sure I have my spacing down. Command apostrophe, by the way, is how you bring up your grids. I have a whole video on grids, guides, and margins you can check out. Now I wanna build out this title and top text a little bit more. So I'm gonna start by dragging in, I have this like grid shape that I got. I think I downloaded it from like just like an Adobe free stock collection pack of like random textures and images. So it's got this nice grid pattern that kind of has this distortion to it. I feel like it matches a space theme with how gravity works. And I just want to space this so it's like a 1 box margin below the space, or 1 box of spacing. So it's sort of like this, and I want to lock this in to this bottom grid line. And now to the right of this, I'm gonna do some paragraph text. So let's make a new layer, T for the type tool, and set the foreground color to white. And again, I just want like a 1 box margin between these things, line up the height and draw out a box like so. For the text, I have in the text edit window, some ChatGPT created space poster text paragraph. I'm just gonna paste that in here, and we could set the font to, we're gonna use Montserrat medium. Going to use a small font. We'll use 9-point font, and the character spacing we can bring back to 0 because we're not doing that text effect anymore. For the paragraph, let's set it to this full justify setting. So we have things going from the far left to the far right, and spacing between lines, I think 17. So everything looks nicely aligned. I do want to put like a little bit of subtitle text up at the top before we hit the title of space. So let's duplicate this paragraph layer and bring it up. I'm also gonna just drag it out to the left. So this one is spanning the full width of the text. This one, I've also got some subtitle paragraph text, or not paragraph text, where dreams have no limits. We're gonna lock that in to this top part, and we'll hit the check mark. And again, 1 box of spacing between the title and the subtitle. We can also increase the space between letters a little bit for this one, just make it feel a little different. I'm also gonna bold the font. So this all feels pretty good for the text. I'm just gonna group it all into one layer. We'll call it text. And now we can change the color of this whole thing if we want. We can bring in a color overlay, and I don't know if we like, I mean, the yellow is actually kind of interesting to me. It's kind of neon bright yellow. I like the contrast of it, but we could just go with like something in this blue area if you want an eyedropper, like a light blue down here. Yeah, bring that up. So we'll hit OK. I think let's stick with the blue. We'll keep the blue theme going. And so we're gonna stop there for the day. That is our finished space poster design. I really like the simplicity of it, pretty minimalist. My focus this past week was really playing with typography and just finding fonts that I liked and styles that I liked, and this negative space type effect. I know space is like the classic example if you look up tutorials for this type of negative text effect, but I really like it, and I felt like I wanted to build it into a more complete poster design. So pretty happy with how it came out. This is like a nice futuristic type font too. Let me know what you think. Hopefully this was helpful to follow along to. And as always, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.